Hey guys, welcome back for another video. My name is Bree with Homemade on Our Homestead. I am so glad that you're here. So today we are in my kitchen because I'm going to be sharing a really simple but amazingly delicious recipe for a homemade cheese spread appetizer that you can serve this holiday season. So if you're looking for a recipe that is simple, uses simple ingredients that you can make days ahead of time, that is sure to leave your guests wanting the recipe, stay tuned and I'm going to show you how to make it. So you're gonna start off with grating 2 cups of extra sharp white cheddar. So the type of cheese that you use for this appetizer is really important. I have tried to make it with mild cheddar, just regular white cheddar, and it does not taste the same. So the brand that I'm using today is a Tillamook extra sharp white cheddar. Again, any brand of extra sharp white cheddar cheese will work just fine. So what I like to do when I'm planning ahead for the up and coming holiday season is that I take an entire block of cheese, I grate it all in my food processor, and then I divide it up into 2-cup increments and put it in Ziploc bags. I write on it what's in it, and then I put it in the freezer. So when I'm needing to make an appetizer that is amazing and delicious in a pinch, I just pull out one of the packs of frozen extra sharp cheddar cheese that I've had in my freezer. I put it in the refrigerator the night before, so that way the next day all I have to do is take it out of the fridge and put all my ingredients together. So I'm gonna grate all of my cheddar cheese right now. Again, you only need 2 cups for this recipe. So I've gotten all my ingredients ready for my cheese spread, and now we're gonna get it put together. For today, I'm using my KitchenAid stand mixer. Again, if you don't have a stand mixer, you definitely can mix this in a bowl by hand and it will taste and look exactly the same. This is just ease for me. I can put this bowl in the dishwasher when I'm done and it's really easy. So I have my 2 cups of extra white grated sharp cheddar cheese in my bowl here. And to that, I'm going to add 1 cup of mayonnaise. Now for this recipe in particular, you're gonna wanna use mayonnaise, not Miracle Whip. If you use Miracle Whip, it does taste quite a bit different. So regular mayonnaise, you can use store-bought or handmade, either one will work. Then you're also going to add 3/4 of a cup of chopped pecans. Now you can toast these lightly in the oven or on the stove top if you want. These pecans are not toasted, they are just chopped up. So you're also going to want to chop 1 bunch of green onions and add those to your bowl. And then 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So I usually like to double the cayenne pepper. We tend to like things a little bit spicier, but the standard recipe is 1/2 teaspoon for just 1 batch. This is what your cheese mixture will look like before it's been thoroughly mixed together. So if you're using a stand mixer, go ahead and pop it on. Works too. So all of our ingredients are now in the bowl. We have the paddle mixer on our stand mixer here. We're gonna mix this on a slow to medium speed or until all the ingredients are fully incorporated. Usually during the mixing process, I stop it once and I use a spatula to scrape the bowl just to make sure nothing is stuck. But you're only gonna mix it until everything's incorporated. So I'm currently mixing this on a 3. I wouldn't mix it any higher than that. It kind of breaks the cheese down a little bit too much. So if you give it an initial stir with your spatula before you start mixing it, it really does help the cheese from sticking on the sides of your bowl. So this actually looks pretty good. So I'm going to mix this for a little bit longer and then it should be finished. So once you're done mixing, just scrape off your paddle with a spatula. Make sure you get all that goodness off of there. And you're gonna scrape down the side of your bowl. So you can definitely make this recipe and serve it right away and it tastes amazing. But I prefer to actually make it at least a day ahead of time and let it sit in the fridge anywhere from 12 to 24 hours to really get those flavors of all the ingredients melded together, and the cayenne pepper gets a little bit spicier the longer it sits. Again, if you are in a pinch and you're making this the day of, you can definitely serve it as soon as it's made. So I'm going to show you a couple different options for serving this cheese spread that I have done in the past that have worked out really well. How you want to serve it is going to depend on what kind of party you're having. If it's during a holiday time and you're going to have an appetizer table, it's really nice to have little individual servings of this cheese spread so people can just take a plate full of little snacks and appetizers and go sit and mingle with other people. And if this is more of like a dinner style party and you want to just do a cheese spread like mold, that works well usually for smaller parties. So I'm going to show you both of those and how I like to do them. So the first one is for the method in the bowl. So I would take a small glass bowl or my little stainless bowl that I have here and a piece of plastic wrap. Now this is something I don't really like using in our home, but for things like this it works really well. You can also take a little bit of cooking spray, like some coconut spray or ghee or something, and kind of dust the bowl down with that as well, and it does work. I just found that plastic wrap actually works a little bit better for getting it out a lot faster and having it look really neat. So line your bowl with some plastic wrap, then take your cheese spread that you just mixed in your bowl and you're going to put it into this bowl here, like that. And then I like to smash it down so it's nice and flat on the bottom side. So it'll sit on a plate better if it's nice and flat on the top. Once you have this all smoothed out, I usually like to pop it in my refrigerator for about an hour just to make sure the cheese is really set up before I flip it over onto a plate to serve. If you don't have that kind of time, you definitely can put it in a mold like this and flip it over onto a plate. You might have to fix it a little bit when it's done, but you can do that if you need to. So this next method for serving really works well for larger parties or gatherings where you're gonna have like an appetizer table or something where you're gonna want people to grab their appetizers and then go mingle and visit with other people. So here I just have a regular cookie scoop. I've taken the cookie scoop and sprayed a little bit of coconut cooking spray in there just to make sure that the cheese doesn't stick and it comes out easily. So I'm going to be using parchment lined cups today, but this is where you can really play around with what kind of baking cups you want to use. So you can use holiday themed ones or themed ones for different types of parties. I just prefer the parchment paper ones myself. But you're going to line a tray or a plate with these little parchment cups. So now take your cookie scoop and you're going to scoop up 1 spoonful of your cheese spread and you're going to put it directly into your parchment cups. Again, these can be served right away. It is a little bit better if you can put it in the refrigerator to kind of harden up a little bit. But serving it in a cup like this really keeps the mess down and makes it easier for people to walk around with appetizers and snacks without having to make a huge mess. So in this dish here, I have 1 little scoop of the cheese spread with some jelly on the top and 1 without, and 4 little crackers. So this is also a good way to serve it where people can just go and take one of these off your appetizer tray if you're not serving a whole bunch of appetizers. If you were, I would probably just put these little cups on a platter and allow people to take one with however many crackers they think they may or may not want, and whether or not they want jelly or don't. So that's it for this cheese spread appetizer. I hope you guys will give it a try for your holiday or next event. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think, if you tried it, if you had a variation of this recipe, and what you did to alter it. So I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you next time.